Well, my iCloud storage is full and I keep getting those reminders on my phone to back it up. So we thought we'd bring in Sarah Kimmel to talk from Family Tech to kind of remind us, stress the importance of backing up all of our stuff and not just in one place.
It's true. There is a rule of backups called the rule of threes, where you should have 3 copies of anything you want to keep.
Okay.
And you should have it on 2 different forms of media, so a hard drive or the cloud or something like that. One of them being off-site. So if all of your backups are just in your house and your house catches on fire, that's not going to really help anything.
Sure. Okay, so we have you in here to talk about World Backup Day, which happened to be just a couple of days ago. So what's the importance of that? Is it just basically a reminder?
It is a reminder because it's something that a lot of people don't really think about. And even if you've set up backups in the past, you need to check on them. Make sure they're still running and make sure everything is getting backed up. Try and restore something because if you can't restore it, then your backup has been failing even though it says it's successful. So you want to make sure you're checking that frequently.
It's so true. I actually had an external hard drive as my backup, and then I just plugged it into a new computer and I realized that everything had disappeared.
Yeah, so that's one thing a lot of people don't understand is external hard drives fail frequently.
Good to know.
Use that as your backup. It's better to use a NAS device, which stands for Network Attached Storage, and it usually has 2 or more hard drives, and they're kind of redundant, so they mirror each other. And so if one of the drives fail, you just replace the drive and everything syncs back up and you don't lose anything.
Okay, so how do we do that?
So you buy the NAS device. Like it's basically a device that you purchase. So Netgear has some, Synology, Western Digital has some, but you just want to make sure it has more than one drive built into it or that you can replace the drives easily.
Okay, so that's where to back up. What's the best way to back up?
So I actually use cloud services. So Dropbox is a great tool. You can use Google, Apple, they all have these different cloud backup services. So really the most important thing is to back up anything you want to keep. So any files, if you want to keep all of the settings for your computer, back up the whole computer. If you want to keep the settings on your router, back up the router. So anything that you don't want to have to start over from scratch again, you need to be backing up. And you can use something like Dropbox where it's just automatically doing that, or you can buy a service that is going to back up like your whole computer.
How frequently should we be doing this?
Really, if you're a business, you want to back up anytime there's changes. But for somebody who is just like, I'm changing my files infrequently or whatever, anytime I change something, it gets backed up to Dropbox automatically and then kind of copies down to my NAS device. But if you want to just make sure a backup is running, once a month, once every few months, if you're not changing things frequently.
And that NAS device is large enough to store all the storage we want for our computer?
Well, it just depends on which one you buy. So my NAS device in my house is 30 terabytes.
Oh, wow.
But you'll
never run out.
But you can get ones that are like 2 terabytes that are a lot cheaper. So you can really just gauge how much storage you need and buy something that fits that.
Okay, I'm sure many others still have lots of questions. So where do we go for more information?
I'm at Family Tech on all social media platforms.
Okay, thanks so much, Sarah. We appreciate it. All right, Jenny, what's coming up?
Fun to have you in studio, Miss Sarah. Hey, guess what? It is Taco Tuesday, and there's no better place to get a tasty meal for an affordable price than Costa Vida. Coming up, the classic menu items and something new, too.